Let's get to Unity Software, diving headfirst into the metaverse. Unity, a world leader in creating 3D tools and content for video game makers, big and small, acquiring Weta Digital for $1.6 billion. Now, Weta is the Oscar-winning director Peter Jackson's visual effects company that created the amazingly realistic and fantastical images seen in blockbuster movies and series, from Lord of the Rings to Avatar, Black Widow, Game of Thrones, you name it. How does Unity plan to use Weta as the metaverse, the digital world, begins to take shape? Let's bring in Unity CEO and President John Riccitiello. John, your timing looks very smart. I mean, everybody's talking about the metaverse since Facebook 2 weeks ago rebranded itself as Meta. CEO Mark Zuckerberg unveiled his digital world offerings. But I would love to know the backstory on Weta. When did you guys begin talking to them about the acquisition?
Well, look, I've been talking to them for over 20 years, so they're well known to me. It really came together around Peter's vision and tools when they first put together the deal with New Line to make the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and they invested in tools back then. And they've invested now over the last 20 years, literally north of 500 person years of engineering to create this incredible tool set for artists that can do things that are beyond imagining. Someone like me or you could create our version of the Golem or a Ringwraith or whatever character you want. You can bring that imagination to life with powerful tools. And we're so happy to be able to acquire the tool set. The VFX business is staying behind. That's a separate company. But we require the talent, the engineering, the tools, intellectual property around that technology. And we'll be bringing that to market. Other film industry companies, game companies, verticals across many different walks of life. So we've been talking to them probably for about 8 or 9 months. Okay. They weren't really at first interested in selling their tools. They were looking for different types of partnerships. But I think as we started talking to them, the conversation got pretty clearly into this discussion, the fact that it's frankly a treasure of tools, dozens of tools that artists would kill for. And they're inside of their company. And Peter had the vision to want to see them well beyond that into the world across all sorts of industries, and he's really proud of that, and we were able to form a partnership around that idea and acquire the tools. I
want to know how quickly you can fold the tools into the Unity software packages that you offer. And speaking of tools, so I was really looking into this. These are amazing. There's Manuka, which is a path tracing renderer, generates final frames. Gazebo is this interactive renderer. Loki, physics-based simulation of visual effects for the things like water, fire, smoke, hair cloth. Oh, Gollum, he's so sweet, isn't he? He's so cute. Such a sweetheart, that one.
You stole my line. I was going to explain all that. And it's, frank with you, there's nothing like this on the planet that exists out there. Right. And in terms of integration, first we'll take them to market, same company, Unity, because we want to meet the demand that we know is out there. First in film, and then beyond that in games, and then in other industry verticals. But over time, we're going to integrate it, make it simpler, make for the UI UX to make it for more and more people. Eventually, we want people that are making, their own TikTok videos to be able to use these tools to create some things that are, beyond imagining.
Facebook, now named Meta. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO, unveiled his version of it. And, as looking at some of the avatars, they looked a little rudimentary to me as compared to what Weta can actually do. How do you view what Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, now Meta, are putting forth? Have you had discussions with them? Is that something where they would be using your type of offerings and tools?
Well, first off, I talk to Mark from time to time, and let me give you a way to think about this. So first off, we just announced we're acquiring Weta, so it's a little early for me to, haven't talked to Mark or anybody at Facebook about using these tools, and it wasn't possible and won't be possible until we close the transaction. But we've been talking about the metaverse using different terminology way back when, Liz, and I've had this conversation with you, which is, I believe that Web 3.0 means it's more real-time, it's more 3D, it's more interactive, it's spatially aware, it's presence. Now, that's been shanghaied with the meme of the metaverse in the last 9 months. Same vision, same thesis. And for this, we've been talking about it, we've been building it, and if it's real-time in 3D, more often than not, it's built in Unity. We have a gigantic share in the content creation for all of these sites and all of these games and all of these experiences. And we see it growing rapidly. You saw that in our financial results yesterday, growing really rapidly. And what companies, an announcement you've seen recently from companies like Microsoft and Facebook, is they're pouring billions of dollars in R&D to enable the growth of the metaverse or the growth of real-time 3D. From my perspective, and the sailboat that is Unity, this is like, more tailwinds in our sails. We love it. And my view is that this is a real thing. We are going to see sort of universal adaptation across every industry of these technologies. And the added capital, again, from Facebook and Microsoft and others, is a really strong positive. Now, already partner with Facebook. We already partner with Microsoft and all these things, and we'll build on that.
Well, John, this strikes me, it's not exactly the same thing, but when Disney bought Pixar, I mean, Disney was the king of animation, but then it looked at Pixar and said, wow, you guys are really doing it in a different and amazing way. This is an opportunity for you to grab onto that. And of course, we should let our viewers know, you ran Electronic Arts for many years, the gaming giant, and that's why you would have known about Weta for many, many years. But talk to me about the possibility at some point where could you envision dealing with major motion pictures now that you have this acquisition at some point? So
a couple of things. Disney is a company that has the best entertainment intellectual property portfolio brands in the world, and with Pixar, they got more of that intellectual property. Unity is the leader of real-time 3D technology globally by a wide margin, and now we've acquired tools that bring the artists onto our platform, the largest audience of creators in the world. So, for our own respective businesses, this is our Pixar. We're acquiring an intellectual property portfolio that is staggering, and we're really proud of that. Now, truthfully, we have a great business in games. We've got a really strong business in many verticals like architecture, engineering, construction, transportation, a relatively small position in the film industry. It's not an area we focused on, and we were waiting for the right move. And I never imagined the right move was to buy something or invest in something that is essentially the lost treasure of the entire industry because it was trapped inside of one company, and we can bring it to all of them. I think it makes us, as we bring these to other studios and other companies, the leading player in that space for this type of technology. We're excited about it.
I am too, and I'll meet you in the metaverse. I want to design my own avatar, that's for sure. John, help me do that. John Riccitiello of Unity Software. We are